Hello, everyone. Monica here with 22 Social. I hope you can hear me. I was talking earlier and I hadn't hit start broadcast. Guess it's going to be one of those days. First Tuesday of the month is always hectic for me because not only do I go live every Tuesday here, but on the first Tuesday of the month, I also go live in other places. So my phone's been on Do Not Disturb all day. So let me know how you guys are doing. It'll just be me today. Renee is doing better and says he should be all back and good to go next week. So that would be nice. But today I'm here with you and I'm going to go over some recommended settings for your groups, Facebook groups, when you're using it for your membership with 22 Social. This was really popular, but it's been a while. It's been like a year since I've done this. I did it sometime in 2019. And I was kind of going through the slides and some of it has changed, some of it's new. So I'm going to also incorporate some screen sharing with this. I think that'll be helpful. So let me just kind of comment and let me know, that you can hear me and everything's all good. I'm going to pull up the slideshow presentation and do our regular intro, just so, if you're new here, something to kind of just let you know how this works and if this is the right, environment for you today. And hopefully you do learn something. The last few times we were together, we did Q&As and or app audits. And those proved to be really helpful for a lot of you. So especially, I think, Michelle, you were on a couple of them. Great material that we had through that. So let me get to the first slide here. I'm trying to multitask. All right, let's switch over to, share my screen. Here we go. And I'm just going to go full screen. I have the camera off because it saves on bandwidth. Today's going to be mostly training slides and screen sharing, so no need for the camera. All right. Cool. All right, thanks. So are you a dream builder? Are you in the right place? The dream builders here, we have kind of a little criteria we go by. If this applies to you, then you're in the right place and keep watching. I am passionate about both the products or services I provide and the people I help with those products and services. So that passion is really allowing you to do what you love. This is not something that you're doing because you have to. You're doing it because you want to. And you want to create an online business that's going to earn you stable monthly income, allowing you to live a desired lifestyle. Figuring out what that lifestyle is, and then building a business that will fund that so that you can ultimately stop trading time for money. And being able to do that online is really a key way and a helpful way to get that done. You want to build meaningful relationships that eventually lead to a community that will grow your business on social. This will allow you to reach more people so you can scale your business, and ultimately that help that you offer, maybe you were doing it one-on-one, you can now reach on a much larger scale and help a lot more people. And finally, you know that you've got to be committed, willing to put in the time and work so that you can create this dream business that's going to be there for the long haul. It's going to give you lasting impact, income, lifestyle fulfillment, and it's something that will last long-term. We want you to have long-term success. And in order to make sure that this happens, and if this does apply to you, we have something called a blueprint, the Dream Builder Blueprint, that is just as the term says, it's a way to, a guideline to follow to make sure that you are staying on the path and achieving that dream in the shortest and best way possible. And the people who have had the most success, whether with our software or not, but with with online business in general, are the ones who are following this method. And it starts with that dream. So like I said earlier, getting really clear on what that desired lifestyle is and what that dream is that you have for yourself, why you're working so hard. What is it that you're all working towards? And then building that business that's going to fund that so you can live that lifestyle. in that business, you're going to deliver something. For a lot of you, that's your expertise in a certain way. So what is the promise that you're delivering, and what are you committing to deliver? And who are the people that need your results? Who's that ideal client that could benefit from the knowledge, the expertise, the solutions, and the products and services that you provide to help? Who needs that help, right? So who are those people? Identifying who that is, and what your expertise is and the best way to deliver it, whether that's live streaming, blogging, you're creating courses as a content creator, maybe you're writing a book, make sure it's something that you actually is in line with who you are and what you enjoy, because if you don't like it, you won't be able to continuously commit to that and deliver that and give those people results. And then once you have something, if you've got that identified, you've got your dream figured out, you know how you're going to build this, you know what you're going to be delivering, you can promise it, you know who needs that. Having that idea in your head of who those people are, start thinking about them in real terms. Like, do you actually know people you can reach out to and invite them to take you up on your offer? Invite them to basically try you out, see if they can get those results. So who needs those results and who can benefit from what you offer, and invite them to take you up on that, whether that's booking a one-on-one session with you, purchasing your course, joining your membership, but taking that step to actually reach out. Because in this step, when you invite, that's when you're going to learn all the things and work out kind of all the kinks that will allow you to really nurture your clients, nurture your prospects, nurture your members, customers, whether current or potential, because these nurturing is like bringing continued value, right? So they found value in you to begin with, right? Something they found valuable with, whether it's a free offer or something, some kind of content you've created, or some paid offer you delivered. But you want to continue to deliver value on a regular basis. You also want to have systems in place to do that, that is going to allow you to live that dream that you've built out. So you'll learn that by actually going out and inviting people to take you up on these things, waiting until, it's all built out, or all the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, and everything's perfect before you actually start selling it. Actually will hurt you in the long run. You want to make money as you're learning. So kind of stumble forward, and once you have gone through this and you've gotten some, feedback on your pricing or your delivery method, and you have something that works, people are willing to pay for it, you have a nice way of delivering it, everything's going smoothly, then you can, you have these systems in place that allow you to keep doing that. Then you can start growing and expanding. Then you can add new attraction strategies or build like ad campaigns, or maybe evolve what you currently have, your current products or your current, maybe add products to what you have that maybe are either new or building on what you have. I mean, there's lots of ways to look at this. It could create increased income or new income streams. But going in this pattern really helps you figure that out in a way that's going to get you there faster, with less setbacks and with less, financial burden, all of that stuff, right, that we encounter as entrepreneurs. All right. Hey, Michelle, nice to see you here again. Okay, so hopefully you're in the right place and that made a little bit of sense to you. Let me pull my notes up over here in a different screen. All right, so I'm going to go over as many topics as I can. This is I almost never get through it all. So we may, it depends on how we end today. I may do like part 2 next week, and maybe give Renee a little bit more time to recover. But there's a lot of aspects and a lot of parts to your Facebook group in relation to your membership. So I'm going to talk about public view of your groups versus the member view, and why I recommend closed groups. And I think now they're called private groups. I'm going to do some screen sharing, so I'll pull that up and make sure, but as long as it's not secret or public. But I want to show you why I recommend closed groups and the difference between what it looks like when someone visiting that's not a member and someone that is. I also want to talk about the settings in your description of not only the about section, like where you put what your group's about, but you can also add a description to your cover image, which is very important. The public does see that. And And then there's certain things you see as an admin and certain options you have and notifications you get that the public doesn't see. We may actually skip over that because that's probably not as important as some of the other things that I want to get to. I do want to talk about member requests. I use the questions feature in the group. That's been very helpful. And I was using that for a long time exclusively before the Chrome extension was introduced, which now that's totally been a game changer. However, if you're using the Chrome extension, you know what I'm talking about. It's a desktop application. So this questions feature that I'm going to talk about and how I use it is really helpful on mobile too. So it's a nice backup. A way to message people when they try to join your group that, you know, if they're not yet a member or they haven't registered, there's certain things that you need to be aware of. We run into a few problems that comes up a lot with my clients and members. And so some of the frequently asked questions I get a lot, that's where I get a lot of the training ideas from. And then if there's time, I'll go over some of the additional settings that I recommend in your group, and also how I use a kind of a peek into how you can use and create group docs and use them in your membership. It's really helpful. So first, let's look at public versus private. And I have the wrong screen up over here, so I want to make sure I can still see comments. Hey, Wes, awesome. Good evening. What time is it where you're at? Because it's afternoon here for us, but you know, we're on the low end of the stick. So some of you guys are already into tomorrow. All right. Let me see. I'm going to pull up. I'm going to do it side by side, and I need to have this. I need to have one in incognito in order to do this right, and one in regular view, so that you can see like an admin view versus a non-admin view. So let me go into like the Facebook group and get back over here. It's so hard to do when there's only one of me. Come on, Betty. Here we go. All right. And then I'm going to put this little frame up because when I screen share, this makes it a little bit easier to do. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to pull this over here because that's the, let it shrink down. Here we go. That's the 22 social group. And then I'm also going to log in incognito, which I should already have up. So let's see if I have that here. Okay, and I'm just actually going to go to the same group so you guys can see this one side by side, but I do have some example groups that I want to show too. This will make sense why, if you haven't had a chance, I always recommend, you know how I tell you guys, log out of Facebook and visit your apps so you can see what they look like to the public. You want to do the same thing with your groups. This is how I was able to get some of the screenshots that I do. All right, so I'm going to show you, this is what, let me pull this over to the side. Oh God, I hope I'm not already a member of this group. Oh no, I'm not. Okay. All right, so this is me incognito. And this is me, let me close that. And then the other one is me as a member of the group. Okay, I know they look very similar, but when you are looking at, when you're looking at your own group or a group that you're a member of, let's go start with that one here. As an admin, you see a lot of things, or even just as a member of a group, you see things that others don't see. But the cover image, the group name, you don't see the post, you don't see much else, but and then a short description and some, I think the history too is available. So here's what it looks like to someone who's not a member. Okay, this is what a non-member can see of your Facebook group, a closed group. Actually, this is a public group, so this one probably won't work. I think 22 Social is a public group. Let's look at if you guys want to plug in your groups, you could too, but I'm going to actually do a, I know Train Your Brain. I was just in there. Oh, wait there. Maybe I have that one in there. Let's do that with my example one. Train Your Brain. It's not popping up. I think because I'm logged in. as, yeah, so usually it just popped up because I'm incognito. It's not going to show up. There's her group. Okay, now let me just hit the back button. Okay, so let's pull this one up. Hopefully I'm not already a member of this one. I am. I think I'm an admin of that one. Okay. So this is it'll tell you up here if it's a private group, if it's a public group. Oh, there's this private. So maybe this will work. I should have known that. Is your guys' group private? I should know, right? Let's see. Group settings. No, it's not there. It's under. I don't know where it is on this one. Usually there used to be a group settings. I think I'm just a moderator here, so it's a little bit different. Okay, so on a private group, I can see without joining the cover image. So if I click on it, what I should see here is a description or something that's clickable. So 22 Social has failed in that department. Whereas if you go to, say, this group, which we did on a previous training, you can go in here. Well, I'm not logged in as the admin, so that's not going to work. Let's see. Click on here. All right, so this one doesn't have one either. I'm going to talk to all of them about that. I'm going to come over to, let me go to the training and support. And I'm going to log in. I have to do this over here as me, my actual account, not incognito, because then I can see other things. So here's the dog training group. Let it load for a second. You can click on your cover image and you can add a description there. And that's where you want to say, join my membership, or this group is currently, it's free to join, or if it's a paid group, you let them know, look, it's for paid members, and give a little bit of instructions and then paste the link to your smart link here of your app, wherever you want them to go. When doing that, if you haven't done that yet, just click on your image, and where it says add description, you can click this button and you can add a description, and you can put clickable links here. You can make it really long if you want, but make sure that link is right at the top, because sometimes people won't do like see more. And in doing so, that will drive traffic to where they need to go. That's number one. The other thing I recommend is the about section, and also really those two are public. So if we go back over to my incognito view, this is someone, and I'm going to use one of these other groups where I haven't hit join yet. See how it says like join. These are private groups where I can see the name of the group. I can see the cover image. I can click on it and I can read the description. So I can do this whole, like, read all of this before I even join, and see how they have their smart links in here. So 22 Social has, this is where you register. That's the same as the 22s.com/dream that we do each week. So don't worry about it if you're like, what's that one? It's the same one if you registered at 22s dream, 22.com. So they have it actually in the photo. What I would do is I would even maybe take some of this, maybe not even the whole thing, like copy that. And then if I come over to the group here, now I'm logged in as me, where I can actually do some editing. I would come in here and I would say edit. And I don't know if I have that option. I do as a moderator. Cool. And I would say, I would put something in here with those links. So maybe not so much like the introduce yourself and all that, because maybe join us by going to, and then put in your smart link. And I would even maybe put that farther up, but for right now, I'm just going to put that in here. And I'm actually going to make this say dream, because that's what we have in the cover. So see how the cover image is uploaded? I'm going to delete all of this. The cover image has the link in it, but it's not really clickable. But if someone clicks on it, they will see the description. this will be clickable. So if you click on done here, it will actually give you a clickable link in your description here. It's a little bit slow. Why is it not? Maybe I have to hit it again. Oh, bummer. It acting up on me. See if I hit cancel and try again. But that's a common, like, just one thing that a lot of people miss, that all you have to do is add that, because that's something that sometimes even on mobile will accidentally get clicked because of a thumb, like somebody might click on it. All right, it's not letting me do it. Let's see if it's just that group, or I'm going to just paste the same exact message here, even though it doesn't apply. This is just a test group. Done editing. Yeah, so something's just up. So see how it's clickable here? So when somebody who's just a random person that's coming by and clicking on it, they'll be able to see that. They also see the about section. They no longer see who the members are, unless, I think, if you're friends with them, right? So I'm friends with a few of these people, and so, they're moderators. So it'll say, it used to tell you, like, if you're friends with or who they were, it'll list them, but you couldn't, like, see who was in it. It doesn't do that anymore. The only thing that's available to the public are the admins and moderators, which are all these people, and the number of members. So unless someone, even if they're your friend, if they're not a moderator or an admin, you won't see them listed here. You'll just see that. But it will show the activity and the history. So how long ago it was created, how many posts, that kind of stuff. And the history is always up here in the corner. So a lot of people think, oh, because it's closed, you can't see anything. Those are the things you can see. Use that real estate. Use the cover image itself, use the cover image description, and use the about description. And all you need to do to edit that about description in your group is go over to where it says about. As long as you are an admin, you're in your own group, you'll be able to edit the section here. And again, I'm not an admin here, so that's not a good example. But if I go into about over here, I can add my description. So I haven't even added it here. I would add the same or similar description here. I usually recommend putting the link up at the top. And I have a few links to some examples of people that are doing this really well. So you can check out their groups and the way they're describing it and how it lets people go to the gate where they register. All right, I'm going to look over here because I did see a comment. Hey, Dave. Cool. All right, so the other thing I wanted to go over, besides just that it's, what you see when you're public and as a member and as not a member, is the description settings. So the description settings in the about section and the cover image, the only main point that I have there, and that's what I just showed you, was that you want to put the link above the fold. We talked about this in, I want to say it was episode, it's either 101 or 102, where I talk about organic reach. I use the same, what I just mentioned here, but I go through step by step, and I actually do it on a business page. So not a group, but a page, a personal profile, and even a YouTube video description. So check that out if you haven't. I'll link to it where you can see that. So I said I would skip, admin view, notifications, and options. I do have a few things to mention about that, but I'll come back to that because I really want to talk about the member requests and using the questions feature. That's another one that is going to be really helpful. So in addition to seeing the cover image, the description, and the about section, when someone goes to join your group, so let's come back over here, and I'm going to just attempt to join this group. I don't even know if 22 Social has questions in here. Hopefully they do, so I can show you. If they don't, then they're going to get in trouble. Oh, they gave me the new Facebook. Now's a great time to do that to me. Okay, let's move. Okay. Not right now. Okay. So it did look like I got prompted for questions. So maybe they don't have questions. But if I join this group, let me find one that has questions. I know that, let me pull up my other link that I had. One of my other members. Bear with me. Come on, buddy. I'm pulling up one that I just worked on earlier this morning so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I'm just grabbing her links really quick so I make sure I have them upright. I'm actually working on creating her groups and finalizing them in a way right now, even though they're not, she's not quite ready to launch, but she will be in the next couple of days. So let me just pull up her Facebook group. That's right. And we did move groups. So that's fine. Let's just try this one, for example. Okay. All right. This is not, we're actually going to archive this one. So this is a good one I can actually play around with and she won't get mad at me for. Okay. I'm not used to the new, I have it on my other profile, but not when I'm doing this. All right. So it looks a little bit different. This is good to have so you guys can see if someone has the new Facebook, this is what it looks like. So it looks a little bit different. This is why I also recommend when you're giving instructions, don't say click the green button or click the blue button that says, because the colors will change. What if they have light mode, dark mode? There's always something changing. So you want to make sure that you have the right settings. You say the right thing as opposed to using colors or, click on the left or click on the right. Use direct links. That's usually the best way. All right, so this image is a little bit messed up. So I'm going to come over to the actual group in my not incognito to show you the difference. And this will be cool because then we can toggle back and forth because logged in as me, I see the old Facebook, and logged in as incognito, I see the new Facebook. So that's pretty cool. All right, let me bring questions up too so I don't miss those. Too many windows open. All right. So this one, it's not quite centered on the new. So that's something to consider because it looks like it's a little off, which so it's a little bit off-centered. I might need to talk to Andrew about that. He may have a new, I think he does actually. I saw the post about it. He has a new layout for the cover photo. So make sure your cover photo actually fits right for all views. That's really important. I'll get those measurements or dimensions and I'll make sure I comment with those. But when you join a group, so over here, I'm going to go back to my view really quick so that I can make sure that I have questions in there. I'm going to go into moderate group, which is right here. And I think if you click on more, edit group settings and moderate group are both here. But you want to go under moderate group, either on the side or these three little dots, and look for membership questions, okay? Membership questions is where you can add questions. So this is an old question that she had. So what I would do is, let me open this and get the description. I'm just going to grab this bottom part because it has the link. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to edit this question. And what I would say is this group is, and this is a free group. So if it's free, I would say this group is free to join, but you must register at, and then I'm going to, I just posted the link in here. You must register at, go, copy. And they give you so many characters, right? Let me go to the end. Must register at, to get the password. Or I'm just going to copy that because that's a bit long. I usually say you must register at, you're going to put your smart link. So this doesn't have to be, this could be your 22s.com. She just happens to have a vanity link that forwards to her 22 social. Have you registered? And that's just a yes, no question. That's usually my first one. and yes or no, okay? And I'm going to hit save. Now, I'm going to add a question that says, after registering at, and I'm putting that back in there, what password do you see? It could be, there's lots of different ways to write this. If you guys want me to send like some clips of like blurbs, I could do that because I provide these for my members too. And I'm just gonna do written answer. And I usually just ask those two questions. The first one is to tell people that where to go. And the second one is to make sure that they've registered. Now you may be wondering, well, how am I supposed to know, what do you mean by password? Now, the people who are trying to join your group don't necessarily need to know that whether you have a password or how a password works. This could also be a passphrase. But when somebody asks to join your group and they've answered these questions, the password that you add is the one that's available on the gate. So if I go to this app, I'm just going to go here now, logged in as myself, because I have access. I want to show you what somebody who goes there will see. Okay, so if they go there and they look at this, and I need to log in as an admin. Tammy, or Agents Appraisal Resource, she's offering this downloadable checklist, and then she invites them to join the group and tells them everything that's going in there, and lets them know that you're going to be asked for this password, and it's highlighted below. So sometimes the question I'll put here is, it'll say, after registering, oh, that's really long. After registering at, I think because I copied it so far. Delete. What password did you see? If it's a paid group, I usually say it's highlighted in the members area. This one is not a paid group, it's a free group. And so if they missed it the first time, they'll come back here. The thing is if they're registered, they'll see this side. If they haven't, they're going to see this. And so in order to get the password, they need to register. And so that's a great way to send traffic to the right place to register. So I have a few examples of that, and I'm hoping these are still, they still work, like they still apply, because this is my old screenshots, or my old slides. But this is an example of someone using the membership question in their group. So first of all, they have the cover photo right up there. It's got a link in it. If they click on it, the description. But this about section and this cover photo, all this is visible to someone who's not yet a member. See how I see the join group button? I'm not yet a member, but I can read about it. And it says this group is for enrolled members. This is a paid membership. What we offer, this is what we do. Learn more at, and that's the link to go register. So if I click on that while I'm visiting the page, it'll take me to the gate. So when somebody goes through your app, we kind of went through this whole thing where the whole like flow of something, they click this, they go through all these different steps, and then we take them to the group. That doesn't mean that this group is not still visible on Facebook. Somebody could find this group, or there could be members in the group that are inviting other members, or they're just randomly finding it on Facebook. It's still a regular Facebook group. So that's why you want to put these things in place so that we send them through this workshop, this workflow of going through the gate, registering, or paying if it's paid, getting to the main content, figuring out what that password is, right? And then getting into the group. But they won't know that all of this exists if there is no direction telling them to go there. So Taryn's group has done that very well here, telling them where to go in case someone signs up. So they click join group, and what's going to pop up is this question. And so it'll say to them, and it'll have the name of your group, and it'll say, please answer these questions. Then whatever you put in here, and this is kind of one of those blurbs I was talking about, where I give my clients, I say, look, say something like, this is for members only. If you're a member, great, give us the password that was highlighted in the members area, and even link to it, because if somebody missed it on the way in, they can go back and get it. But if somebody who's random and just clicks join sees this, they'll have a link to go to and go visit, and then they may join, right? Or at least they'll learn about it. So it's a way to kind of drive traffic to your app. So let's kind of go over here. They'll enter the password there and hit send. And then what you're going to get is a notification letting them know that, or letting you know that someone has requested to join your group and has answered the questions. And what's helpful is if you have these like handy when you're out and about, you can just check your messages on your phone, your group requests. And if they know the password, you let them in. You don't have to check your SRM. You don't have to check your email. You don't have to check PayPal. You don't have to get on desktop to use the Chrome extension. You just know really quick because they know the password. The only way to see that password is in the group. So over here, this is that kind of that flow. When somebody clicks on the newsfeed post, they go to the gate, but once they join, they see this side. And this side is where Taryn of FitRight, she puts that password and she lets people know what it is. And a lot of people are using this very successfully. So here they join, they say, yes, I want to join. They go through, this is my copy from another, hold on, let me bring this down. On the main content side here, they get in, and this is where she has kind of right here, like this is the password. This is, it lets them know. So when before they click the join button to go to the group, there's a little information they're telling them. When you get there, we're going to ask you for this password, so give it to us. The only people that see this, the main content, are those who have registered. Whether it's free or a paid group, they will get this side and they will be able to see whatever that is. So by the time they get to the group and they're asked that question and they click on that group, they're going to know what it is because it's asking for it there back on the page. So that's what I wanted to show. And I think I was advancing a little too fast on there. And if this doesn't make sense, I'll show you. I can create one like in real live, showing that. But FitRight goes so far as to even just taking a screenshot of their group and showing them with instructions. This is what you're going to see when you get there. So they do all of this on the main content side after the person's paid, letting them know, click the button below to go to our group. We're going to ask you this question. This is the answer you need to provide. And if you want, you can change this periodically. This is another client that's doing the same thing. This is with a free group, though, not a paid group. And this one says, this group is free to join, but you must register at, and that's the smart link, just kind of like the one I set up earlier when I was showing, doing like a really makeshift putting in questions. I did the same thing. This is free, but you must register. If you've registered, enter the password. So he doesn't even ask, are you a registered member? Yes or no. And then the second question, do you have the password? He puts the whole thing in one question. One single question for this group. It's free to join, but you must register. If you've already registered, please enter the password, because back over here on the registration page where it says welcome or awesome, it says join the group and enter this password. And that's the password that you'll get. And then it tells them right there to use that. Now, there's a lot of confusion. People go, well, what do you mean password? Do I need a password? Don't get hung up on the term password. It's basically just something that's on the main content side of the app that only people who've registered can see the main content, that tells you they must, if they can see that, they must have registered. Now you can later at the end of the day, at the end of the week, or have a regular, like every Wednesday, double check your SRM and make sure everyone that was approved that week is actually a member, and then kick them out if they're not, right? Like, oops, this person maybe shared the password, or a lot of people worry about that. I've never had it happen. In 6 years of doing this, I've never had anyone share the password and try to get into a group, maliciously, like trying to, sneak in. So, but I understand where the concern is. We think, oh, people are going to share that. And so you could change it regularly if you want. But like I said, I've never really had anyone who's had problems. Just keep in mind that members with access are going to see the side that says, welcome, here's the password. And people who don't, when they visit that same link that's in your questions, they're going to see the gate and they're going to be told about your membership or how to register, or what it costs, or what they have to do. So that's why I like using that. Now, there's also the 22 Social Connect Chrome extension. And a lot of people say, I have the Chrome extension. What do I need the passwords for? And I kind of rejoiced too when this came out last year. I was like, whew, good. I don't have to do passwords anymore. However, I still like the passwords because most of the time, if I'm out grocery shopping or at my kid's event or something, or, Can't really apply that in today's terms because we don't go anywhere. We're all hermits. But, I'm not at my desk. I'm not on desktop. This 22 Social Connect Chrome extension is not desktop. Mobile friendly. It's a desktop app. So it's a nice backup. But for anyone who's like, what is the 22 Social Connect? What are you talking about? This thing's awesome. So definitely use this. If you have a membership with a Facebook group, you're going to want to use it. I'm going to walk through all the whole steps right now. If anyone's never heard of this or just needs a refresher or doesn't know where to find it, it's a little Chrome extension. It's really cool. It's free. You need Chrome, and it has to work on. It's got to be on desktop, but it turns your members' names a certain color based on whether they're active or not, or need to be kicked out or whatever. So you find this in the gate settings of your app. So go to the app that's tied to your group, whether it's a free group or a paid group, whatever you have a Facebook group attached to your app gate, and go to your gate settings. So you're going to click on App Gate and Advanced Settings. So up in the corner, switch to App Gate. If you're on the main content, click on Advanced Settings. And the very first tab under Advanced Settings is Group Access. And that's where you put in your Facebook group and do all that. But if you scroll down towards the bottom, there's a button there where you can click to install this free Chrome extension. So if you haven't done that, I highly recommend doing that. It is Chrome, so you will need the Chrome browser to do it. But I love Chrome. I highly recommend it. I use it for everything. I use all the Google apps for a lot of things. You'll see this if you're brand new to it. Add it, click add. There's no cost or anything. It'll just take you to the App Store. It's a free install, and you add it to Chrome. The next thing you want to do is you'll see this orange 22 Social icon in the corner of your browser. If you have other extensions, they'll be up there as well. Click on that and go to settings. That's the first thing you want to do. You only have to set up your settings once unless you're going to add new groups or you want to change your colors, or every time maybe you add a new app. But if you're just setting this up for a single membership with one group, really easy to do. Go click on the little icon once it's installed and go to settings. Here you're going to pick your colors. So you'll start on the group tab. There's also a messenger tab. I'm not talking about that today. We're just focusing on the group tab. So for any reason you land on the messenger tab, click group at the top. So you're on the group tab. It'll look like this. And you're going to enter in your app ID, your private key, and your Facebook group. And those are all there back on the app where you click the button to download the extension. So go back to your gate, your app ID number, you're going to enter that. Your private key is unique to you. It's per user. So for every single app, it's going to be the same key. It's per user. The app will be different per app, but the private key is going to be unique to you, the 22 Social user. Put that key and that app ID in there, and the Facebook group URL. So for some of you, that group's going to be right up at the top. If you scroll up a little bit, you'll see it. However, I want to point something out when using this. That group URL has to be the same that you see when you go visit your group. So if this is an all numeric and then you've since given it a vanity address, make sure that the one that you see when you go to your group, so when you visit your group, like to us, 22 Socials group, right? The Dream Builder, their vanity URL is 22 Social. So whatever's after groups, facebook.com/groups, however it appears here on the main discussion tab. So don't go to members or posts or your files section or anything like that. Just when you just click on the discussion tab, which is where most people will land when you go to your group, whatever's right after the last slash after the word groups, copy that whole thing, and that's what you put in your settings for the app. For some of you, it'll be the same. The link on the upper left that you see here is the same as the one you see on the upper right. I'll make sure that I don't have that cut off. I do have that cut off with the, let me turn this off really quick because I have this for when I do screen sharing. There we go. So up at the top, you'll see it there in your app settings. So I think I have another slide here where I kind of go into a little bit more detail. This has been really helpful for some people because they're like, what do you mean nothing after the slash? If you click on members or on a post or your insights tab or anywhere else in your group, you're going to see facebook.com/groups/ either your group number or your group vanity name. So if you gave it a name like 22 Social did, it's 22 Social. If you didn't, it's going to be a bunch of numbers. Whatever's after that name or numbers, you don't need. You just want to put in through groups / whatever identifies your group, nothing after that. That's what you should put in your app settings, like over here. And that's what you should see when you go to the discussion tab. And that's what you want to put in the app. So you're going to put in your app ID, your private key, and your group URL. You only need to do this one time and hit save. When you click save, it'll tell you everything's been saved. And then if you wanted to add more groups, like let's say this was a paid higher end membership. I do this for some of my members. So app 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this example is my paid membership, my high end. But people who are paying for this, I'm going to let them in free to my other group, which is a little bit lower end. It's part of the perks, right? You get if you buy package B, it includes package A type thing. If that's the case, you can add another group to this app ID. And you can add up to 10. If you wanted to do an individual, like a whole new, like a different app in a different group, then you would just add another one as well. So you can do different things. I believe you can have up to 10 groups per app, and number of apps per group is multiple. There's no limit. So I do that with mine. Like anyone who buys one-on-ones or is part of my maintenance plan clients, or is like, I'm just naming off a bunch of apps that I have, right? That is part of this other coaching group that's like, $1,000 a month or whatever. They all can get into my $10 a month membership for free because they're paying more. Like that's part of it. I would just add those apps here separated by a comma. So you can add multiple apps to the same group. Either way you want to do it. But once you have added, most people, it's just gonna be one group, one app. Once you have added that in there, then you just pick your colors if you don't want the green, red, and orange. That's the default. And green, the active is basically matches whoever's active in your SRM. So if there's an I, then you, in your SRM next to their name and it's not grayed out, it's green I, they're active. Anyone in your SRM with a gray I, either they didn't complete enrollment or they used to be a member and they've canceled, they're going to be red. And if they're not in your SRM at all, then they're going to be whatever the not found is. In this case, it's orange, but you can pick whatever colors you want those to be. So this is all in settings. Once you do that, then you click start. So the same little 22 in the corner, you click start, and that's where the magic happens. Go visit your group, click that start, and everyone in there will match the colors you set up that matches that group's connection to that app's SRM. So that's really helpful. Super, super helpful. But it only works on desktop. So a few things to note. The private key, like I said, is per user. You can add as many as 10 groups per app, unlimited apps per group. It's only available on Chrome and it's not available on mobile. It's desktop only. So that is why the password thing is cool to have. Like when you're onboarding somebody on the main content, let them know a password or a passphrase or whatever it is that you're going to be asking them when they get to the group, because members who are not yet in the group, when they try to join, they're going to see those questions. And the questions mainly should be to drive traffic to your gate more than anything else. Because you'll know who's a member if you're using the Chrome extension or you're checking your SRM, or PayPal or Stripe's going to notify you when you have a new payment. So you'll know. But for people who are just randomly finding your group, this is a really great way to get them to go to the gate. So it's a way to drive traffic. I'm seeing some comments, so let me look at those and then I'll talk about this other thing that comes up. Hey, Caston, is there a good way? Yeah, sure. I'll message you. You want to get a hold of me. Episode 101. Yeah, so this is mainly talking about, great question. This is once you get to the group, what I would do if you have a membership, and it just says Facebook user, so I don't know your name. If you have a membership or you're wanting to build a membership, my recommendation would be, let me put this in here, is 22s.com/notes/tutorial. It's a walkthrough tutorial, nice and easy from beginning to end of everything you need to do to set up your membership. Part 4 of that tutorial talks about Facebook groups and some recommended settings, but not in as much detail on the topics as I've gotten into today. So it's a much higher level, not real too in deep to detail overview. Not sure if you have a membership, but if you do, that's a really good resource. Episode, and you mentioned 101. It's either 101 or 102. I'm going to confirm it. That's really good for just general organic reach, just on Facebook in general, and a way to make your apps visible once they've built it. So depending on what you're looking for, but that's a good question. All right, what is this one? Do they have to pay through 22 to be able to have membership managed like that in 22 social? Oh, maybe you're talking about, are you talking, Dave, about the, let me go back, the Chrome extension? Because I think Renee's gotten a lot of people asking him like to build something out like this. And so yeah, this, if that's what you're asking, Dave, this only works. So this extension here that I mentioned only works with 22 social apps. So you'd have to have a 22 social account and a membership app, or at least an app that's tied to a Facebook group for this thing to work. So it was built for 22 social users. I'm hoping that's what you're asking. I'm not sure if that was. Let me know if I misinterpreted that. Yes. Okay, cool. If they pay through my funnel versus, so yeah, so here's the thing. It's based on the SRM. So the people in the SRM, so you could hack it. So let me show you something if you wanted to hack that. Let me just make sure I have the right screen up before I switch over. Which one is it? I'll just use this one for example, okay? Because there's no one in here. This is new. We're just testing right now. She hasn't actually launched yet any of her apps. So what you could do is create a 100% discount code. And I'm answering Dave your question. Let me move this out of the way. Your comment so that the whole screen is there. Yeah, so what you're saying here, if you can fake that paid, yes. Okay, so I'm going to show you what you could do. It takes a little bit more work, but I'll show you. All right, let me hide this as well. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to create, is this even a paid app? No, this is not. I'm assuming yours is a paid one. So let me just grab one of her paid ones only because, all right, let's grab this one. This is, and actually, let me grab one of the ones we're not even using anymore. Okay. Because I know this is a paid app. As soon as it loads. First step would be to create, this is a workaround, this is advanced. If you're brand new to 22 social, this will scare you. But I'm going to answer your question, Dave. When you set up, so you're going to go into your gate. Okay, you're going to go to your access buttons and you're going to assume you have a membership, right? So let's just pretend, because this is not a membership. This is a single. So let's just do, and I'm going to just use PayPal because that's more common. So you have a PayPal button here and you have join, let's just say yearly, right? We're going to make this a yearly subscription. We're going to make it yearly, okay? And it might not let me save it because I don't have that stuff in there. But what you want to do is build all that out and then go into discount and create a 100% discount, okay? 100 on the initial, 100 on the recurring. It'll tell you what that gives you. That's going to make the total 0, okay? And then you're going to call this VIP 1, 2, 3, whatever, call it something. Whatever you put in here is going to create a discount code that you can use here. Now, the difference between this one is if you click this, it will send people to your gate. This is what they see at the top. I'm just going to put it in here. They're not letting me do that. So you can see what I mean. And I'm going to grab that. And I'm just going to hit preview. Oh, is it not going to let me do the credentials? Okay, let's just do ABC. And then I'm just going to paste here 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just going to put a bunch of stuff in there, okay? All right, because otherwise it won't let me save it. All right, I'm going to hit Save Changes. All right, so now if I click this, oh, I didn't put a price. Hold on. Let's assume, again, this is not a membership, but we're pretending that it is. So that's why I'm using this third button. This is going to be $100. I'll just make it the same on both sides. $100, $100. Okay. But your discount is 100%. So what that means is somebody comes here, they see all this, and then they see the button and they pay for $100. Ignore these two buttons. We'll pretend they're not there. This is the one we just created. Join now for $100. They click it. That's how normal people. What you can do is you can create that 100% discount. And then that link that I copied, you give that to people. So I'm going to just pull that over in incognito. I'm going to open up a new tab. I'm just pasting that URL that I grabbed, okay? And see this message at the top? It says, can I not go bigger? Discount applied at checkout. Whatever you write there, that's what shows up here. So that's the first one. That's if you go with the first URL. That's the one I copied and put in there. Let's kind of come back down here. Oh, sorry. Third button, discount settings. All right, that's this URL right here. That sends people to the gate and they'll see whatever message you put here. What you might want to do, Dave, if you have a whole different funnel, is use the second button or the second link, okay? And that you send them to them in an email, you text it to them, you put it on your checkout for like after they pay you through some other funnel or PayPal button. Once they've paid you, this is the link that you send to them because this is what they're going to use to get in for free because they've already paid you. And so this is something that you would send to somebody. The difference between that first one and the second one, the first one sends them here. So if it's cold traffic, use the first one so they can read about it. Okay, great. And your message up here at the top could say, congrats, you've applied your free pass. Click the button below and you will bypass checkout because only people who use that link will see this message. All right. If you use the second link, it's the same as if they go here, right? They click that and the first thing they're going to do is they're going to have to go to the confirmation page and confirm their name and all this, right? They're going to complete this registration. That second link, I'm going to put it in a new tab. I'm just going to paste it. I'm talking about this one. Oops, wrong one. Come back. I went too far. Hold on. I'm talking about back on this side. The second one that's the direct sign up. I have to keep remembering it's the third button. The direct sign up URL, that's what I just pasted here really quick. I'm going to hit enter so you guys can see. Takes me straight to that next step. So as soon as it loads, it brings me right here. So the first link sends people here to your gate and they have to click the button to get here. The second one automatically sends them here. So right to this page. So use the second direct sign up link. If in your case, Dave, they're already paying for you. You already sold them on it. They paid you. They don't need to read all your copy and click a button. They're ready to buy. They're ready to join. Once they've paid you, you send them that 100% discount link. They will show up in your SRM. Come back over here. Hit cancel. They will show up in the SRM as active. So if I click here, you'll see my test person's probably in here. Oh, I haven't gone all the way through. That's my real account, Monica Ramos, because I was testing it earlier. But I have another account that I'm using as a test account here. Now, if I go through and I agree to the terms, this is Monica Cole. It's a different account. And I hit continue. Normally, I would go to PayPal and pay $100 because I'm going through the gate that's $100. But because I used a discount code, it's treating it like a regular lead gate that doesn't have payment, where you just register and then you're in. But it still has to process. Oh, I wonder if this is even, maybe because it's not published. Hopefully it is. Okay, good. It's a little big. I'm going to make it a little smaller for me. So I've paid, and now I'm like, cool, I've got access to the course. It lets me see this side of it, whereas originally I started on this side. So I went through, I didn't have to pay anything, and now I have access. Now I'm going to show you how this person shows up in the SRM. Right now, it's just got my old one from yesterday, Monica Ramos. Let me just close and reopen it. Maybe I have to refresh, but I'm not sure. Now there's 2 active members, and look, I'm green, which means using the Chrome extension, I would be considered active. And so because I've gotten through with 100% discount, I've essentially paid, right? Quote unquote, I'm doing air quotes. I've paid, but I've paid 0. That's your workaround, Dave. There's lots of ways to do it. That's my favorite because it lets you use the Chrome extension. So if that didn't make sense, and it might not, it's maybe a little bit over your head, but let me know either way if that was, okay, good. Yay. I'm reading all the comments. Yay. Perfect. Yeah. So you put that in your thank you page after they've paid you through whatever method you're using. You're welcome. And you can use that. Okay, good. So that seems to have worked. All right. See, I could talk all day about this stuff. That's what happens. Let me get back to my notes to see if there was anything that I really wanted to make sure we covered, that was pertinent. Messaging. I do want to go over some of the group settings and the messaging. So what I'll do is I'm going to do a 2-part because we're already at an hour. I'm going to talk about how you can message people who, because you may think, oh, I just send them a message, but pages can't message people, and you may not want to message them with your personal profile, or it'll go to, unfiltered. So there's some tricks that I have on that. I do have some recommended settings just in general, like not allowing pages to join as your group. And I'll talk about why that is. And then I have, bring this back over. I think there's a really cool way to use docs. I'll briefly show you what that is, but actually I went over that in the tutorial that I linked to earlier. That's like a whole walkthrough, 5-part walkthrough about some examples of how people are using group docs and notes for organizing content. Units is also another good way. So we'll talk about using units and group docs and a few other recommended settings. I'll do that. We'll just do a part 2 because there's just no way. And I get crazy when someone asks me a question. I want to help them, and I could talk all day. So I'm glad I was able to help you, Dave. Like last week and the week before with Michelle, that really gets me excited. So when someone wants to know how to do something, if I can help them do it and get responses like out freaking standing, it's definitely worth my time. And I figured this would probably run long because there've been so many changes. So we'll talk about that. We can definitely do that. If you are brand new to 22 Social and you're wondering, how this works, and maybe, you want to use this, somehow use it to do what we're doing today, or you might want to use some of the tricks or in conjunction with anything else you have, then let me kind of, bring this over here. Sorry, that's part of my older. Here we go. That's one of the ways that Taryn's using her docs. She has a welcome guide. So I'll get into that on part 2. We'll talk about different ways you can organize your content, have like an index and a menu. It's pretty cool once they're in. But if you're at the very beginning stages, and you're like, how does this all work? This is just a really quick walkthrough. I'll get through it in like 2 minutes, show you kind of an overview of how it works. And then we actually give away 22 Social in this really cool bundle with a course and everything every week. It's like an over $600 value. We give it away, and I'm going to announce this week's winner and wrap up. So thanks for bearing with me through this long and kind of breathy training, but this stuff, you guys like the stuff. So, and I like it too. I like talking about all the different things you could do to make your life easier when you're running your managing your membership. So definitely part 2. But all you need is a Facebook business page to make the magic work. So with your 22 social account in conjunction with a Facebook business page, which are easy to set up and manage, and they're free, use that as your online hub, and then connect your 22 social account and these custom landing pages that you can create for all kinds of stuff. You connect that to your business page, and the two work very well together, capturing leads for you. It looks nice on your Facebook page. It looks good in the news feed with the preview image. You can share that. Every app install, every landing page or sales page, whatever you create, membership site, comes with its own link that is mobile friendly. We call it the smart link. So it's visible on all devices, and wherever you share it, it looks great. I recommend putting it everywhere, especially in your call to action button. Earlier, someone mentioned about like beginner tips and tricks and how to set that up. I do go in that episode. I know I referenced it and I said, I don't know if it's 101 or 102, one of those. I go over the smart link and this whole process right here and sharing that. But that link that you get will take people to the app you create. Now, when you first get it, it looks like this. It's very plain, but there's a lot of editing buttons you can click on for colors and backgrounds and fonts. So you'll be able to have fun and make it your own, but you're going to customize it with your own colors, your own buttons, fonts, backgrounds, images, videos. You can, embed calendars and forms, and there's all kinds of stuff you can do with it. Really make it your own. You can create up to 15 of these per Facebook page. That's a Facebook limit. They allow you to attach up to 15 third-party apps per page. But with our basic standard account, you get 3 pages. So up to 45 if you wanted to. All mobile friendly with that smart link that when you share looks great on any device. And a lot of people are using this to restrict content. So they can either collect leads or collect a payment. So they'll collect and there I go again with that branding thing on the way. They'll collect either like a login, no payment, but they'll get on your email list. So you have a nice lead that you can follow up with, or you can sell content, and you can sell in several ways, either one-time payment or recurring. So a free lead generation option would be like a free download, a contest, a free webinar, right? Something that they don't have to pay for, they just have to register for. One of the paid options is a one-time payment, like a course. Buy my course, or pay me for a one-on-one coaching session, or purchase this group masterclass or something like that. One-time payment and they're in. So they pay you, you get paid, they get access. You can also charge collect recurring payments. So a membership subscription, which is the most popular use of the software, even though there's so many other things you could do with it, that membership really helps people live that dream and have that time freedom, that income freedom. So a lot of people are using it for that. And you just, you set it to be monthly, weekly, yearly, whatever that is, recurring, and then you grant access. And this is where you would connect like a Facebook group, and what we talked about today. So here's a really quick just overview of the whole process with an example app of someone who's doing a free lead gen. They put that smart link out and share it on Facebook. Someone sees it in the news feed, they click on it, they're taken to the app. They see the gate side first, where they can decide if they're going to sign up. If they say yes and click the button, they are taken to the registration confirmation where they say, yes, this is me. Their name and email and picture, all of that will be here. And they just need to click continue to confirm that this is who they are, and they're logging in with Facebook. And then they instantly now have access to whatever you created on the other side. It's the same landing page application you've installed. You're just going to create 2 sides, the side they see first and the side that people who are registered or paid see. And they get instant access. They can scroll through whatever content you created on that end of it, download stuff, watch a video, book with you, see your calendar, join your group, whatever you link to on that side. And you are collecting a Facebook lead. You've got their profile, their email, their picture. You can message them. So whatever's on there, if they have their date of birth and their location as a public, they allow those, then you'll be able to capture that. And you can sync this to your own email newsletter program, like MailChimp or Aweber or ActiveCampaign, and capture all that information too. So that's really handy. And all that stuff is available to you when you log into the same place they go, but you'll see it differently. There's a little SRM tab at the top. Click on that, and you'll be able to see all of the people who've registered. If it's a membership, you'll see their names here. And then next to their names, there's going to be either a P for PayPal, or if you've noticed, I noticed this recently, there's now an S if it's Stripe to tell you how they've paid. And you can also click on those to go to their profile in your PayPal or Stripe account, which is really cool. No more guessing, who's paid for what. That also connects to that 22 Social Chrome extension that I mentioned earlier. So I'm going to breeze through this one because I actually went into detail today on how this one works. But with that, the having the SRM and having the gated apps and landing pages and having a 22 Social Group Connect, the extension, all of those things are really going to make it easy for you to be able to have the lifestyle you desire, to be able to see results like this and have those payments coming in while you're delivering your expertise, doing what you love, doing what you're passionate about, reaching more people because you're able to create an online membership. And this is a really good time to do that. Will Irish is seeing great results. A lot of our members are seeing results like this. Memberships are really hot right now because people need to still connect and get that message that you're offering and being able to do it from home. It's the perfect time, perfect environment for building, growing, or starting, expanding your membership right now. So if this all sounds good and you're like, cool, what do I do? How do I get started? We want to give you some free resources to basically just figure out where you're at, right? So there's a Dream Builder self-assessment that you can take totally free at 22s.com/dream. And in doing so, it's going to tell you based on whether you're at the beginning, maybe you're learning still, or you're in the earn phase, or maybe you're ready to scale. You'll know where you are and what the next best step is and get a customized action plan based on where you are on your own journey. So check that out. We want to invite you to do that first. And while you're there, you can check out a bunch of other things like our bundle, which is a really awesome deal. And like I mentioned earlier, we're going to give this away. We do this every week, but we're giving away the Dream Builder bundle, which of course you can purchase at an amazing price if you'd like, but you could also win it. You could also check out a free trial. It is the Dream Builder Blueprint course. So those stages I talked about in the beginning that were like your lifestyle, your nurture and invite and scaling and growing and your delivery and all of that, really broken out module by module in a video course that you can use to implement what you're learning while you're growing your membership or your course or whatever it is you're going to be building with 22 Social. So we package this course with a year of the software, of the standard unlimited plan. So it's all the features, unlimited members on up to 3 business pages if you wanted to install that. And you lock that in as an annual plan. You get the first year on us with the course, which you get to have lifetime access to that course. And you can register for that to get that free and enter to win, or just to check it out when you go get that free assessment. You can also check out our group there, help support articles, lots of other great stuff, even the link to the Facebook group, which you can, the Facebook group's free to join. You can get in there as well. But like I said, we do give this away every week. So we have a winner to announce who's going to get the bundle and get a free year of 22 Social on us, along with the Dream Builder Blueprint course. Drum roll, please. This week's winner is Robin Kreisman. Yay! Congratulations, Robin. You have won a year of 22 Social Standard Unlimited. You have gotten the Dream Builder Blueprint course to go with that. So kudos to you. Congratulations. Message our page and we will get you hooked up. Everyone who's registered is always entered to win. It does roll over. You can share with your referral link to increase your chances. And if you already have 22 Social, we'll give you an extra year on top of that if you win. So good news all around, right? So Robin, congrats. Message our page if you have questions or what you need to do. We'll get you all hooked up with that. But definitely check out that assessment if you haven't. Check out 22s.com/dream for a bunch of other resources, including the group. And I will, I'll do a part 2 because there's just way too much to cover on the group settings. And I'll do some more, I'll put up some examples next time of some live examples. Hopefully my client that I'm launching this week will be all set and we could probably use hers as an example. If not, I have some other ones. So I look forward to seeing you guys next week and answering your questions. Hopefully Renee is back. Either way, I hope he's doing well, and I will talk to you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.